All right, so just want to dig into this College Fix article a little bit. So it was written by sociologists at Cal State Los Angeles and the University of West Virginia, respectively. It's got some interesting stuff in here because these guys are not right-wing guys, but they came to the same conclusions that we all have over a period of time. And it says, in the settings such as those that generate microaggression catalogs, where offenders are oppressors and victims are the oppressed, it also raises the moral status of the victims, the scholars state in their article. This only increases the incentive to public grievances, and it means aggrieved parties are especially likely to highlight their identity as victims, emphasizing their own suffering and innocence. Their adversaries are privileged and blameworthy, but they themselves are pitiable and blameless. Doesn't that sum up the Holocaust in like one paragraph?
Of course. I mean, like, the mainstream conservatives have been criticizing the left for doing this for years. The thing they haven't learned from is that the fact that women vote makes this work.
Mm-hmm. It does. So there's also, they go on to say the culture of victimhood is one characterized by concern with status and sensitivity to slight, combined with a heavy reliance on third parties. People are intolerant of insults, even if unintentional, and react by bringing them to the attention of authorities or to the public at large, they stated. Domination is the main form of deviance and victimization a way of attracting sympathy. So rather than emphasize either their strength or inner worth, the aggrieved emphasize their oppression and social marginalization.
What does it say about our... Oh, go ahead.
No, it's just so that they can fucking rent seek. That's all that this shit is.
Yeah, that's all. No, that's all that it is. But it's the whole environment that they're being brought up in college and school that we're churning out people that come newly minted out of school with this kind of understanding about the world around them, and that's what they get to. And I'll just kind of wrap this up with the last quote. Is it says, it seems that people who are accustomed to using a particular way of settling disputes or otherwise handling their affairs will tend to resort to that same strategy in multiple contexts, Manning told the College Fix in an email. So someone used to relying on one authority, such as that of a parent or a teacher, might also be inclined to rely on other authorities, such as workplace supervisors or the state.
What does it say about our society that we needed a scientific study to confirm that this was happening?
I know. But to a certain degree, it's helpful that we do have the scientific study, because otherwise it's just a bunch of shitlords saying that it's happening, and this kind of confirms. It's nice to see this.
Goyim, you need to have a university studied before you can believe anything. Come on.
Yeah, no, it's like
it helps, but come the fuck on.
These fucking studies that come out. And they just, they're studying like some social issue, and then the results come out, and it's just like the most obvious shit. It's like some fucking study, bro. I hope you didn't spend too much money on that shit.
Thanks, guy.
Yeah, and usually, when the results don't, and I think the point I was trying to make is usually when they come up with these results and they don't confirm their narrative, they don't get published.
It's like that one guy several years ago who found that who did this study and found that gays who were highly motivated could change their sexuality to a certain extent to become heterosexual. And he's like, a lot of people have used my study for things I don't like.
Yeah, I've seen that before, and that on a broader scale, that's largely why like genetic studies and things of that nature have gotten shut down over the last 100 years, because the results just aren't what people want to hear.
Speaking this is perfect. Just last week, the Marine Corps, a study came out from the Department of the Navy stating that women are less capable at ground combat than men, which is about as obvious as any fucking thing.
Yeah, I saw this. This was great.
And the Navy secretary was just, he just rejected it.
Yeah, he said that if you go into the study with preconceived conceptions, of course you're gonna find this. It's not like I have preconceived conceptions that are causing me to reject it or anything.
Yeah, that's an excuse that they use when things defy the narrative. It's like I have preconceived notions about something. It's like yeah, all right, water is fucking wet, guy. Like tell me something I don't know.
This is, I mean, even a lot of like, I don't know who the fuck well, yeah, I mean, I have some guesses, but like,
Slow-mo.
seriously, like, even most like left-wing women I know are like, yeah, soldiering's kind of a man thing. Like, we're not, like, I'm not, like, you can have that, okay? Like, I don't want to get fucking shot at.
You can't refute the fact that they have lower bone density, you know?
No.